Example 5, bone density test. Finding the area between two values using StatCrunch. A bone density reading between -1.00 and -2.50 indicates a subject has osteopenia, which is some bone loss. Find the probability that a random selected subject has a reading between -1.00 and -2.50. Now, the first thing you always want to do when you're using StatCrunch is to draw a picture so you kind of know what you're looking for. So you're going to want to draw the bell curve. So you want to get in the habit of drawing a bell curve. And then we know that in the center here is the mean, which is 0, especially for the standard normal distribution. Now what we want to do is we want to locate the two readings. So there's one reading that is -1.00. And then there's another reading that is -2.50. So let's go ahead and locate those on the bell curve. So all the way on the far left, we see that -2.5 is further left to the value of -1.00. Okay, now the key word said it's in between. So what we're looking for is the area that's in between. So we're looking for this shaded area. So we want to find that probability that the bone density test score is between those two values. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up StatCrunch. So opening up StatCrunch, we want to first click Stat in the top menu, and then we're going to go to Calculators. And then since we're dealing with a normal distribution, we want to scroll down to see where it says normal. So now what we want to do is then we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we need to find here, which you can see here we have the standard part and then we have between. Since we're finding the value of the probability that's in between those two values, we select between, and then you can see that the mean is at 0, the standard deviation is at 1. Okay, and so then we're going to enter the score here. So down here's the lower bound, and then here is the upper bound. So the lower bound is going to be the -2.50, and then the upper bound is going to be -1.00. So when we compute, you can see what we get for the area. So let's go ahead and copy this. Okay, so again, our goal was to find the area that's in between. You can see that's the same graph that we had drawn. So it's really important to be able to visually see that before you actually start the problem. And now again, what we're looking for is the probability that's in between those two values. So another way of writing this is, okay, we're looking for the probability that the value of the z-score is in between -2.50 and -1.00. So looking here, what we can see is we need to round this to 4 decimal places. So we get the probability of 0.1524. So therefore, that's what this area represents, and that's what this area represents, which is 0.1524. So again, wanting the area between -2.50 and -1.0, and StatCrunch provides the cumulative area that's in between. So we got the desired area to be 0.1524 rounded. Now, because of the correspondence between the area and the probability, we know that the probability of a z-score in between -2.50 and -1.00 is 0.1524. Now let's take a look at the interpretation. Using the correspondence between the probability and area, we concluded that there is a probability of 0.1524 that a randomly selected subject has a bone density reading of -1.00 and -2.50. Another way of interpreting this result is to state that 15.24% of people have osteopenia with bone density readings between -1.00 and negative 2.50.